Hey everybody, this is Beast. Welcome back to my channel. My name is ScottyAllenDay. Primetime television, or weekend sitcom marathons, entertained us after the streetlights came on. Sitcoms were like social media influencers today. They promoted fashion, fads, and behavior, often mixed with lots of laughter. They inspired us to get library cards, to play music, to dance, certain types of fashion, and lots more. Normally, we would always know when our sitcoms were coming on. We would always know what basically a walking TV guide. I'm going by my notes right here. I'm not going by anything else. And a lot of it's just from memory. So Monday through Friday, from about 6 a.m. till about 9 a.m. was cartoons. They've ruled the television. Then from about 9 a.m. until about 11 a.m., you had game shows. And then after the game shows were done, you'd have your daytime soap operas, and then back to cartoons between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, depending on the network that you were with. And that would last until about 4:30. From 4:30 until about 9, the sitcoms came on the air. You still had your news hour on your major stations. On your not-so-major stations, we had sitcoms. And then after the sitcoms were done, or sometimes we interrupted about 8 o'clock, you have your sports, or you would have a movie, or a holiday special. And then after that, you end up with your late-night TV, like Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, Benny Hill, David Letterman. All those late-night talk shows would normally start about 10. Between 10 and 11. So, that's pretty much it. And, I just really wanted to tell you guys what my top 10. Now, you know what? Today I'm going to go a little bit further than that. I'm going to go for my top 25 list of my favorite sitcom classics. Now, if you have a favorite sitcom that you enjoyed back when TV was TV, please list it in the comment section below. I'd like to see it. I would actually comment on it. Because this list is not, I could go for a list of 50 if I wanted to. But the thing is there's so many of these that tie with each other, because they were so great at that time, that I'm actually buying the box sets for myself, just to collect, so that one of these days, when I'm no longer working, I could put a treadmill or an exercise bike and have a nice big TV with a DVD player and play my favorite shows while I'm just keeping myself busy and keeping myself healthy. It's just a long-term goal that I have. So basically, all of these are my notes. They're not off of any website. They're not off of anybody else's posts. So we're going to start off with number 25. Number 25 was Taxi. Taxi was probably one of my first sitcoms that I watched, and I really enjoyed that. Christopher Lloyd, Tony Danza, Danny DeVito, for some of the few that I really enjoy. I think the other guy he wasn't on there. But those three, it was just a laughing stock. It was hilarious. It was like an early version of Seinfeld to me. Seinfeld was more mellow compared to what Taxi was. And it was a fun show to watch. Now, number 24, basically every time I went to my grandparents' house, or I was sick at home, they would normally have this on some networks that didn't have soap operas, so I Love Lucy was always on there. And, that was a lot of fun. I Love Lucy and Laverne and Shirley, but basically in that same time category. And a lot of times it was on the weekends. I Love Lucy ran for years and years and years. It went into color, went from black and white to color. Such a magnificent, wonderful lady, extraordinary comedian. Her and Desi Arnaz was an absolute perfect couple. Fred and Ethel that played together reminded me so much of George Burns and Gracie Allen. She would always have a good comeback for his snide remarks. It was perfect. Perfect. And then we had Little Rascals with Alfalfa with the hair that stuck up in the back, and Buckwheat with Otay, and the whole gang. The classic Rascals were better than the movie The Little Rascals. It was amazing. It was fun. It was funny to watch the additional special effects. It was just an extraordinarily funny movie. And I think Little Rascals was a big part of the success story for, I would say, what's that? A Christmas Story and Home Alone. Kind of gets that vibe into that. The next one was the slapstick comedy of the Three Stooges. That was probably one of the first few shows that I watched. It was at my grandparents' house, and just about everybody else's house. They always had the Three Stooges on. It was funny. It was a riot. The next, number 21, would be Bewitched. Now, who wouldn't like to watch a show about a witch that had a normal mortal husband and a wicked stepmother that was also a witch that played tricks on the mortal guy that didn't even know what the heck was going on, and then a snoopy neighbor to go with it? It was hilarious. It was extraordinary. When they had their child Tabitha, that was even better. And then with the success of Bewitched, basically made the success of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That's just my opinion. It's because they ended up using pretty close to the same format from Bewitched to Sabrina. The TV series, not the movies, not the later movie series, the one that Sabrina was in the high school. The next one was Full House. Everybody knows what Full House is. I don't need to explain it because everybody's seen it. Everybody knows what it is. Full House had to be on the list. The next one is Munsters. Who wouldn't like Herman Munster and Grandpa and Eddie? And I can't remember what the name of the mother was. But who wouldn't like them? And then, of course, no, he wasn't there. No, wrong TV series. But the Munsters and Grandpa's drag car and the adventures that they made and the inventions he did and the potions that he did, it was just a laughing stock. And it was just a show that you could sit there and imagine if that was real, that would be so cool. And for a little while there, when I was in elementary school, just about everybody dressed up for something, the Munsters. The next show will be Get Smart, Maxwell Smart, Agent 99. This was a really fun Inspector Gadget style show. He always had some kind of a gadget. He always had some kind of an invention. He always had some kind of something to defeat chaos. And, of course, the phone shoe. So, Get Smart has to be on my list. It would have been a little bit higher, but there's so many good shows that I've watched. The next show would have been Batman. Of course, the classic I'm Batman and Robin. So that's a really great series. I love the classic Batman, and that's sitting at number 17. The next one on my list would be Superman. Of course, Superman has to be on my list at number 16. Man of Steel, Christopher Reeves. He did an extraordinary job playing Superman. Superman reigned in school for years and was always one of the most popular characters. Number 15 would be Highway to Heaven. Michael Landon did an extremely good job. I'm a very big fan of Michael Landon. He was like television's father or television's preacher. It was, and just reaching down and helping people and working with people, and that was the thing. That was my grandmother's favorite show. When I was over at my grandmother's, we would watch Highway to Heaven. On the spot, right then, right there, Highway to Heaven. The next one was, of course, who wouldn't like a spaghetti western at number 14, and it's got to be Bonanza. There were series in there that would go and go and go and go. I am afraid to buy the box set for Bonanza, because if I get the box set into Bonanza, there's several series that are in there that will go for days to be able to get to the end of that segment for the series. Bonanza was one of my mom's favorite shows. I started picking that up later on in life, and it was just a good, solid spaghetti western. Michael Landon was in there again. Lauren Green was in there. It was just a feeling. You wanted to be a cowboy. You wanted to be. It was like you were going to be in the Old West. So, of course, I can't pass up putting Bonanza in there. The next one was a good comedy. It was a comedy based on the Vietnam War. It was a big medical field. Now, I can't name off all the players, but you ended up with Hawkeye. You ended up with Hot Lips, Radar, and the guy that liked to dress in drag. I can't remember what his name was. But, anyways, it was fun. There were times that they showed compassion. When they did their moonshine stills, when they played their poker, when they came over certain... the writers there did their job. It was not a scary video. It was not a scary video. It was not a scary television show. It was a direct and to the point, right to the punchline. It was just one of the type. It was a type of show that, you know, a bunch of guys that has one gal that's working there, that's a sergeant, and they all pick on each other, and they all do pranks on each other, and it was just amazing. The next one would be Dukes of Hazzard. Of course, everybody talks about the controversial General Lee, but it's all about moonshine runners and, of course, the sheriff. There was always a good high-speed car chase through there. There was always the jumps that they made. There was always, the Smuggler's Run. It was the show. And then you had Goober, and and it spun off to other TV series, of which the next one on number 11 is a tie, but it's still going to be counted as one. But Dukes of Hazzard was a big part of our life. We always talked about it. It got us inspired into muscle cars. It inspired kids to work on muscle cars. And it was that type of show. If you wanted to have a car that you could be able to run, cruise around in, you had to be able to work on it. And that's pretty much the message it gave us. Number 11 kind of intertwines with each other, and it was going to have to be the Andy Griffith Show, and of course, Gomer Pyle, USMC. Now, both of those intertwine with each other because of the fact that in Mayberry, Gomer Pyle was the mechanic. So you had Andy Taylor as the sheriff, you had Opie, you had Aunt B, you had Don Rickles, not Bonnie Fife. And that was a wholesome family show, and it was mostly filmed in L.A. You wouldn't have imagined it would have been filmed anywhere else. It would have been filmed somewhere else besides downtown L.A., right around the Hollywood Hills. So you had that, and then you had Gomer Pyle, USMC. It was Gomer Pyle that left Mayberry to go to the Marine Corps. And you had Sergeant Carter and everybody else, and Gomer Pyle plays a goofball that basically, when the time comes, he prevails. He's a laid back, really brings the swords heated up. It goes back to Mayberry, and it intertwines with Andy Griffith's show. So that's why it's both, because technically, in my opinion, that is pretty much the same show. It's just a spin-off of each other. So that puts that at number 11. I'm going by my notes right now. And then number 10, which was probably one of the most popular among us in elementary school, was MacGyver. Not the new MacGyver, the classic MacGyver. The classic MacGyver, they could be able to break out of a burning building with a shoelace, a paperclip, and 4 nose hairs. Or be able to escape a burning building with the pocket knife. I think just about everything that MacGyver did had to do with his pocket knife. So, and it was a good cops and robbers type of movie. So, television show. We loved it. We cherished it. So we're beginning my top 10. My top 10 starts off with MacGyver. Number 9, we start off with The Twilight Zone. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Scared the bejesus out of us. It wasn't a comedy, but it was enough to where we watched it, and it would leave us in so much suspense, and yeah, it scared us. But the thing is, after we finished watching it, we'd talk about it in school. Oh my God, we would talk about The Twilight Zone literally every single Monday. The Twilight Zone would normally come out on Friday and Saturday night. If we had nothing else to do, we'd watch Twilight Zone. We'd stay up, we'd watch Twilight Zone. And that kind of got us interested when R.L. Stine came out with Goosebumps. And just about all of us, no matter what age, we read Goosebumps. The next one, number 8, will be Family Matters. Family Matters, to me, I enjoyed much more than watching The Cosby Show, because you had a nerd inventor that was in love with the neighbor's daughter and annoyed a cop that was Carl Winslow, and the mom didn't care, and the aunt, they all intertwined with each other, and all the different adventures and the amount of times that he destroyed their house, and the evolution of which, when he first came into the house to when he was just getting ready to go to space, when she started off, she absolutely hated Steve. And then as it progressed until the very last few episodes, she fell in love. She fell in love with the clone that he made. There was Stefan. It was a television series, and I actually bought that box set because I know I missed at least half the episodes. And that's why getting a box set is always a good thing. Number 7 is Happy Days. Who wouldn't like the Fonz? Who would not like the Fonz? Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they have a diner, Archie's Diner, and everything basically centers around Archie's Diner. The Fonz started off in a gang, and Richie fought the Fonz, and they reconciled and became friends, and then it was a friendship that went completely through the entire series. And that entire series spun off a couple other TV shows that didn't do quite well, but all the car races again, the motorcycle jumps, the classic cars, that's what kept that show going long after the entire sitcom ended. And of course, America's television dad, Tom Bosley, was one of the nicest people you could ever meet. I've met him several times out on the road. He was a great singer. He was a great storyteller. I'll never forget Tom Bosley or Henry Winkler. I've never met the guy who played Richie. Drop that in the comment section. Next one is The Little House on the Prairie. Again, Michael Landon. Settlers traveling across the plains on the Old West. They build a homestead. They go through all kinds of scenarios with sickness, disease. The crops are wiped out. Bandits in the neighborhood. All kinds of different things that basically go on real life. And they were all real life lessons. It was addictive. It was an hour long. And I do have that box set. I still have to sit down and watch the entire series. The next one is number 5 with The Addams Family. Of course, everybody knows about Wednesday Addams. That's a big one. But it's in general, The Addams Family, the explosion, Uncle Fester, the house, everything that has to go with the Addams Family, I don't need to explain anymore. The movies were just a great spin-off of the original series. And we're getting ready to have another movie coming out, or another series coming out on Netflix. And I can't wait to see it. The number 5 is The Addams Family. You guys may disagree on my list and where things are placed. Let me know where you'd place it. I would like to know where you'd place these items on your list. Next one will be Knight Rider. Again, David Hasselhoff with Kit. They just recently found Kit, and they recently found the movie used trailer. There's another website there. I'll try and find the website, and I'll post that in the link. Of course, all the adventures in a Trans Am. Was it a Trans Am? I think it was a Trans Am. And just all the battles and all the gadgets that this car had. It was just about everybody's dream, and it literally made the Trans Am popular in the 70s and the 80s. And put it really close to the Corvette and really close to the Camaro. My opinion. The next one is Brady Bunch. Florence Henderson, and of course all the kids, and the big house, and Ambi Davis that played Alice. And again, it was all about people in the household. It's kind of like Family Matters. It was people in the household solving everyday problems, different things that happened, and it was it. It was that addictive. And, well, it was what we watched. You guys may laugh at us now, but yeah, Brady Bunch was actually a good television sitcom. Number 2 has got to be the A-Team. The A-Team, the van, body counts, explosions, fast cars, good guys, bad guys. I can't say anymore. It's the A-Team. Everybody knows what the A-Team is. If you don't know what the A-Team is, you better look it up, because you're missing out on a great series. Of course, number 1 on my list, last but not least, my personal favorite of all television series. It was my very first box set that I bought. I actually watched it so many times that it actually burned out, and it's got to be Gilligan's Island. A lot of people don't like Gilligan's Island, but I do. Bunch of castaways on an island. They fashion everything out of bamboo. They basically survive all kinds of different scenarios, different stars that came on. It was awesome. So that's my list for today. I'm about out of space, so please like, subscribe, comment, let your friends and family know, ring that notification bell so you don't miss another video, and please leave me a comment in the comment section below where you like some of these items that I mentioned on my list. And then, like always, keep on walking.